Testing, testing. You can hear me?
Check, check, check. Yep.
All right, we're good. What's up, bro?
What's up?
You all right?
You know what? I am good. It is. Can I say what we? Can I say what?
Sure.
We're on the weekend.
It. Yeah.
It is Saturday. I'm feeling good. Today's my day off. Got to do a couple of work things in between there, but not so much. And now I am just ready for the weekend and just to chill. So what about yourself?
What are you doing this weekend?
What am I doing this weekend? I'm probably gonna go to Garden Club, which is like a gym spa area.
Okay, where that is?
That's located at Palm Heights.
Okay.
Super chill, calming, and I'll probably do like a little bit of cardio, a little bit of working out. Then go to a steam or a sauna for like 15, 20 minutes.
Nice.
Go do a cold plunge. I don't know if you ever did a cold plunge.
I have not done one. I'm terrified.
No, you have to do a cold plunge.
Yeah.
You have to. At least start it or just take the dip. Do like a 2 seconds, 3 seconds, your bones will hurt.
Right.
Like for sure. Like you'll feel like your legs have just broken. Your muscles are torn.
Yeah, I seen grown man cry.
I know.
When they said that.
Listen, I have seen a few people do it. Shout out to Richard Barton.
Okay.
I seen him complete it. And when I tell you these cold plunges are nothing to play with, especially the ones there. Like, yes, I've been to other cold plunges, even around, the America and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And this one is like another level. It feels like it's in a freezer. And they just have water in there. It's
right.
insane. But Richard, shout out to Richard. He did 9 minutes one time.
9 minutes. So he was the one that got you into this, huh?
No. But it's like everyone does it at the spa, at the gym.
Okay.
So I just decided, you know what? Let me try it out. My friends told me about it. And then I was thinking, I was like, maybe should I? Whatever. Tried it for the first time. Thought I was going to die.
How long you did it for the first time?
15 seconds.
Interesting. And you went full in? 15 seconds?
Yeah. Like up to your neck.
Right.
Did that for 15 seconds, got out, thought I was gonna die. And then eventually now I'm at like a minute and 30.
Nice.
A minute and 30, but it's crazy.
And Richie did 9 minutes?
Richie did 9 minutes one time. I saw him put it up on his Instagram once. Shout out to Richard. And it was insane. So 9 minutes.
Can you die though?
Yeah, I would.
What do you mean?
At 4 minutes, I'm dead. Like it's a Titanic right now. Yeah. I'm gone. But yeah. Other than that, I don't know what else I'm doing.
So wait, hold on. Okay, yeah. So, but what are the benefits though? How do you feel? Like, I guess it feels good afterwards.
Yes.
Right?
Let me ask ChatGPT real quick.
Yeah, man.
I know ChatGPT will let me know. Benefits of a cold plunge.
But I mean, what do you feel though?
Oh, okay. I feel honestly, it feels like all my muscle feels like porridge a little bit.
Okay.
Like my muscles feel like very, very relaxed.
Interesting. Okay.
Very relaxed. You get out there, it's like a numbing feeling at first. It all depends on what you do. I normally do a cold plunge and I jump right back into the hot tub.
Okay, because you told me you're gonna do the sauna and then the cold plunge.
Yeah, so I do steam. I do steam and sauna, and then I go do the cold plunge, and then I'll go back and forth: cold plunge, hot tub, cold plunge, hot tub, cold plunge.
So steam, sauna is different than hot tub. Those are 3 different things.
Yes.
What's the difference between steam and sauna?
Okay, the steam room is literally like, let's just say you put a hot boiling pot of water on the stove, right, and you see the steam that's coming off of it.
Sure.
They have like basically a vent that turns on, and it's just steam. And the room is like made out of marble.
Nice.
Yeah, the room is made out of marble, and you basically just sitting there for like, I'll normally do like 15 minutes now. 15 minutes in the steam, maybe 10 minutes in the sauna. And that's where like everything is just like being released. All the toxins, all the sweat, everything is just like being poured out of your body.
In the steam.
So
how is sauna different?
Sauna is dry. So it's just like heat. Like
okay.
you in an air fryer now.
Interesting. So
You're
one
going
has
from-
water, one doesn't.
Yeah, the one has steam because you don't feel the water, but yeah, you feel exactly
yeah,
the
yeah.
water, steam, same thing. Yeah,
Interesting. And then the hot tub is the hot tub.
hot tub is a hot tub, and then the cold plunge is
So what are the benefits?
okay,
What
yeah,
ChatGPT
yeah.
saying now?
Improves circulation. Cold water can stimulate blood flow, helps to improve circulation as blood rushes to vital organs.
Interesting.
It also reduces muscle soreness, enhance recovery, boost immune function. That is a fact.
You've experienced that?
I've experienced
How?
that.
In what way?
This may be bad, but some people do it. So they do like a what's the thing like where you like don't eat all day and then you eat one time during the day.
Intermittent fasting.
Yeah. Okay. Intermittent fasting. I did that. Is what I would normally do, and if I do the cold plunge before I eat, afterwards I feel like I don't feel like I want to eat. I'll still
Interesting.
eat now. Obviously,
Right.
I'm still going home to eat. But you don't feel that like hunger or like anything like that in that way.
I think I don't know, but it seems to me is like your body is reacting to what it deems most urgent.
Yeah.
And the most urgent thing was that you were just about to freeze to death.
Yes.
And so like the food isn't the most urgent thing at that point. You know?
Exactly. It's like if you cut your finger, all of a sudden everything else that you were feeling is
Is less
completely
important.
different because now you've seen it, you feel it. Yeah.
Yeah. Huh. Wow.
Yeah. It's a whole lot of other things too in there, but yeah.
Huh.
I know we've just spoken probably a lot about the cold plunge,
Well,
but it is important.
Why not? People out there talking about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is very important.
So over there at that cold plunge, is it ice or is it literally just frozen water or what's
So
going on?
they have two different cold plunges. I know, I'm not, people are gonna be like, "Who are you now? Like, what is this? You're just a cold plunge enthusiast?" But no, they have two different ones. One is like a coffin standing up. It's just like a little square, and you have to go in there, and it's just a hole. And by the time you get in there, like you're up to your chest,
But you're standing up.
but you're standing up.
Okay.
But you're standing
So
up.
how do you
like-
get him out? What?
It's like a ladder.
I see. So
it's-
wow.
I need to show you.
Yeah. Okay.
I
So
need
you
to show
take
you.
a ladder and then you go down into like a coffin, and the water is up to your neck.
Yes.
So you're standing up.
Yes.
Okay. And the water has ice in it, or is just freezing cold water?
The water is another like marble. It's like surrounded in marble, and inside the water is like frozen water. I don't know how they heat it up. I don't know how they keep it cool.
All right.
But it must be like some sort of ventilation system.
Okay. Huh.
Within that. And then there's the other one there where it just looks like a pool.
And that's just like a regular like hot tub.
Yeah, it looks like a hot tub, but it's really not.
And then you just sit down in it. Huh.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, you're bringing this up, so maybe I'll get around to it one day.
Yes, I'm gonna get to these photos here.
It does bug me,
About what?
that there's something that I would like to do, but I'm scared to do, and that
yes.
because you know what, there's something I do at the gym, and it's similar, but I just hang from crossbars
Okay.
with my body weight.
Okay, yeah.
And I just do it for a minute.
Wow, that's
it.
a minute.
And it's torturous.
10 seconds and
Right. No, it's
Release.
same, right? And it's real torturous. And then after the minute and I drop down, I feel real good. Like my body like feels great. And I'm like, whenever I hear people talking about the cold plunge, I think it's like a similar thing, where you put your body through like this torturous experience, but then you end up feeling really good at the end of it, which is like what fasting is. Same thing.
Yes, very similar.
Yeah.
Very similar. I don't know how I have not taken more pictures here, but maybe I haven't because I'm just in a mood that where, okay, I can't find these anywhere.
No worries, bro. I know
We
what
will
it's
get
like
there.
with photos on your phone. It's crazy the amount of photos out there that just get duplicated and it's like, how are we ever going to track all of these photos? And even though you don't want to like save the photos, they just get saved.
Yep.
And you still see them years later. You're like, I still got these photos.
Okay, I found one. So this is one of the rooms.
Wow.
Yeah.
That hurts.
It's your whole body is burning right now.
So you don't want to put your arms in there?
I don't. I can't. That it will not work out for me. It will not work out for
Ooh,
me. Yeah.
wait, I'm less than 15. What happened there? That was the first time? Huh?
No. I just wasn't used to that
no.
one. I just wasn't used to that one anymore.
That's painful.
That's painful. And then this is the other one, where it's just like, this is the other pool. That's also very cold. Yeah.
So you're gonna go do that today? Or this
yes,
weekend,
we have finally finished that. I am done talking about the cold plunge people. I'm sorry. But yes, I am gonna do that today.
So you do the gym and then that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Work out for about an hour and then go do the other amenities.
That sets you up for a good night.
Yes.
Yeah.
It set me up to relax and then to think more about what's next. Yeah.
What is next?
I don't know what's next.
Interesting.
Everything is always coming up in my life. It's always very sudden. I'm feeling for the most part.
Okay.
But good in different ways as well.
Okay.
Sometimes it's needed. Sometimes I'm like, wait, why does this have to happen at this specific point right now?
Right.
Where
Sure.
I'm at. And then there's other points where you're just like, wow, it's showing different things that I needed to see. So it's great. Music for me has always been something that has been there ever since I was a kid. My grandmother is a entertainer. My mother is an entertainer. So it just comes from a line of singing, and then eventually got me to where I am today, which is being able to, put my brand out there, put my music out there, have people enjoy it, have people request it, and just keep streaming and playing, really.
So this new thing that's coming up, is it music related, or you don't know? Because like, what's? I feel like you're about something's about to happen this year, but you're not sure what.
Yes, if you could put it that way. I could see a lot of different things taking place. For example, I'm now doing real estate. So real estate has been interesting, to say the least.
Okay, yeah. How long have you been doing that?
Got my license, I think, back in February, I would say, of last year. So I've been doing it for a little less than a year now. And it's good. I have sold, a house already, which is amazing.
Nice.
And being able to, just meet with new clients who are wanting to purchase here in Cayman and, do more with more investments or more just for themselves. A lot of people here in Cayman, we're still, especially as Caymanians, I think that we don't own enough. And that could be something that is going to be a negative impact in our future. For sure, to be giving up our birthright, which is our land. I think that's very important. So I'm here to sell land, but my main thing is to sell to Caymanians. And I know that could sound like, whoa, you setting yourself up to be just in one specific lane. No, I want to sell to everyone, but my main goal is to sell to Caymanians because I feel like we just need to create more space for ourselves.
Yeah, it sounds like it's more than just a job for you there. It's like there's like something important that you see culturally. So working in that field, you have a better appreciation of how much we don't own. Is what you're saying? Yes,
I would say so, for sure. I feel like we still need to own more. And sometimes it could be very scary to know that, you're bound to the banks for a certain amount of years and you're feeling like, shoot, like, is this something that I really want, or am I going to be able to have to change my vacation schedules? Am I going to have to, change the way how I spend my money every month, knowing that I have to now maintain this certain amount? But we're renting at the end of the day, and yes, rent is very good and sufficient and efficient. But for me personally, why rent when you can just buy it? Even if you buy a 2-bedroom, rent out the next room. I know sometimes people are like, I want my space, but in these days, there's no space.
Yeah, man.
There's no space.
I think that's a big talk about just around the world about people not having access to housing and homes, like how the generations before us did.
Yes.
And that's pretty. I mean, everywhere people talking about that, and it is. I mean, what's the average entry price on a house in Cayman? 400.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It would be.
You automatically gonna knock out a whole bunch of people who can't get that.
Absolutely. If you're working just a regular job, sometimes it's no more than like 3,200 at max for the people who are just, in a regular 9 to 5 job, whether it's in retail, whether it is, in corporate, not necessarily like the manager or the supervisor level salary. But if you're just a regular worker coming out of high school or coming out of university, that unfortunately is sometimes the average salary. Yeah. Or even less than that. Some people are making a lot less than that. And
the part that kills me about it, though, is that I don't feel like people have answers to that. I don't feel like people have answers for people who can't afford housing. Like, where are the answers? What are the solutions? Like, home prices keep going up. End of story.
It is. And with the more people that do come to Cayman, it is going to rise even more.
Exactly.
Yes, we may have a time when everything falls, but we don't know when that time is. Yeah. And who says that when that time comes, are we going to even have the money to do so? Even if it falls, we might fall with it. So then we're always just setting ourselves for like, oh yes, we wanted the future to look like this, but sometimes like now is the time. I know that may sound a little cliche, but now is the time to really start setting yourself up, especially as a Caymanian, to, do 1 or 2 less brunches a month. Maybe, do 1 or 2 less times that you go out with your friends on the weekends and, want to party. All that stuff adds up. And I'm not saying to not live your life, because living your life is definitely important. But just start saving now. Start talking to the banks, even with whatever salary they say that you have. Try to gain a second income and, rely on those jobs that may seem embarrassing to you, but in reality is making the most money.
Interesting. We all know how that feels.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's so crazy that we still have that as a culture. Jobs that are embarrassing.
And for me, I remember, I know that if I did not get the opportunity to go to Canada for high school, that I would probably be a different person, like mental wise.
Interesting.
In terms of my mentality, I feel like I would be a lot different.
Interesting. What happened there?
I just got the opportunity to go to school in Canada. And that was when I was able to study opera, contemporary art. But also it was like a regular high school. It was just like more focused on the arts that they had. All of their students were like opera singers and
nice.
From that specific town in Canada.
Nice. And so how did that change you then, that you said that you would have been a different person if you didn't?
I mean, all of my friends that were like just coming out of high school, they're like, oh yeah, I'm going to go work at McDonald's, or I'm working at this place, working at that place.
Interesting.
And I was just like, if I came out to Cayman and I will say times did get to that point. I remember my first job when I came out to Cayman, I did not have a care in the world. I did not have a care in the world. I was applying everywhere. Yeah. I remember applying at KFC. Yeah. I literally put my resume into KFC because, I was like, I need to make money somehow, some way, somehow. And I remember my first job was at Cayman Cabana. Nice. And it was working at the t-shirt shop, selling the 3, 4, 5 shirts. Nice. And I will never forget those simple moments when my life was just like the t-shirt boy rolling up the shirts, putting the prices on the shirts, and try to like persuade guests to buy these shirts when they're leaving. Right. So that was like one of my jobs, right? And not necessarily persuade them, but just like get them to know the culture. Yes, and
talk to them,
and take the culture with them.
Right.
But I would say
those simple moments, man. I love that.
Yeah, those simple moments have like, changed my way of thinking in terms of you shouldn't be embarrassed by the type of job as long as you're making money and it's a legal job.
Yeah, it's true. That's easier said than done here in Cayman, unfortunately. But that's also another thing that nobody seems to have answers for. You know, that it's still frowned upon.
Yeah.
To like work at Burger King. You know,
Shout out to 2 for $6. I think 2 for 8. I don't know where it is.
That French toast sticks to the dangerous one. I'm sorry.
It's true.
Yeah, man. So then music wise, to get back to that.
Yep.
What you have, so, you know, real estate. Okay. So, but you're still doing music on the side, is what you're saying?
Yes, for sure. Music is still my passion, my first love, for sure, in terms of what I still want to do with my life. My life is still not over.
Yeah, man.
Sometimes, especially as artists, we think like, boy, if you don't hit it by 25, you're done. Right. You ain't got no chance.
Right.
And then now you're seeing all these artists that are, you know, making winning Grammys for Best New Artist, and they're 40 years old. They're 45 years old.
Right.
They're just now being able to go on tour to do those type of things.
Right.
All I'm waiting for right now is the right team. If I have the right team around me, I feel like it would be unstoppable. Yes, there's people in my life that support me. Yes, there's people in my life that encourage me to do amazing things. But if I could get the right team that is based solely on music, that does that for a living, like a big record label, or not even like a record label, but like it could be an independent record label that has artists that are touring that could pick me up, I know it would be unstoppable for sure. So and it's just getting content out there for me.
So when you say team, you mean, what do you mean by team? Like you're talking about the live performance team in addition to the production team?
Live band, sick. I would take them on tour with me right now.
Yeah.
All 5 of them, or all 6 would just immediately
Wait, you have a band right now?
Yes.
Live band? Oh, okay.
Yes, I have a live band. You know, our last gig that we did was at Morgan's for New Year's, but this is the band that I use for all of my main shows, whether that is Out of This World, whether that is Capella, whether that is Taste of Cayman. This is the band that I always use.
Nice. And that's drummer, guitarist, bass.
Drummer, guitarist, bass, keyboard. And
so when you say team, what are you missing then?
I'm missing a management team. Like a management team that is knowledgeable of the market, knowledgeable of an artist coming from an island going into the big leagues, and then getting me to that next level with record labels, because it's about the machine that's behind you too. This entertainment world is nothing but smoke and mirrors for the most part.
Right.
And it's just about the machine that is behind you, that is pushing you. Yeah, whether that is a big label or an independent label that has the right team around them.
So what were those days with Goldfyr like? Ooh. That was a record label, right?
Yes, that was the record label.
What years that was again?
We did that 2018 or 2019. And we did it for 2.5 years. And the 2.5 years were the most life-changing moments in my life, were the most, the feeling where I thought that, boy, this is it.
Yeah, man.
I'm about to make it.
Right.
I'm about to make it. I'm about to feel it. Right before the pandemic.
Right.
Like right before, I got the opportunity to work with Triller, which is like the version of TikTok.
Okay.
And they had a booth within Coachella. They had like their own private area for the artists, and it was like a stage, everything. But this is where like the big artists would perform for like, instead of 30,000 people, they would perform for like 1,000 people in the crowd.
Right.
This was like one of the super exclusive areas within Coachella, and we got an opportunity for me to go over there.
Nice.
And when I saw the set list of the different artists that were there, and I was like, wait, I'm performing right after them or right before them.
Right.
All the main artists that was hot and popping at that time, and still some of them still hot and popping now. But that was an amazing time. And then I get this call. He's like, "Oh, I think we're maybe 5 days out from Coachella. And we're about to leave. I have all my backup dancers. Everybody's ready to go. And then he's like, yeah, you know what? They're saying that this virus may just postpone the concert for a few days, weeks, whatever. And that week or those couple weeks turned into the pandemic.
Wow. So wait, where is Coachella and when is it?
Coachella is every year based in LA, or based in the hills in Vegas, like the desert area, right?
And this was coming up like in March or April of 2020.
This was coming up, around that time, around that time, and that was basically it. It's like one of the biggest festivals in the world. It was insane.
So you all didn't go?
No, didn't go. Everything got shut down.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. The label got shut down at that point. Everybody was just like scrambling to know what is next for everyone, because everybody on the team, they did their part. We got to, do a lot of different things. Whether that is go to LA on a private jet, and live in Beverly Hills and drive Bugattis and all this different craziness. Or whether that was like having a team with us that was recording us every single day. The moment that we wake up, we're putting on
like a video team.
Yeah, like a video team.
Put it on the pass as soon as you get up.
Yeah.
That is there. That content. There's probably that content out there is probably lost.
Man, shut up. Who was doing? I don't remember who was doing the content at that time. I know it was
Sam.
Yeah, Sam was doing the content, but I'm talking about the editor. We both know him. Yes.
Who were working with Sam back then? But
I know his name. Tattoos. Rob
Tyler?
Rob Tyler.
Okay.
Rob Tyler. And then it was Joel.
Joel was involved.
Joel was on the camera.
Yeah, I remember
Joel
that.
was like the one that was following us every single day.
Okay.
Joel was on the team. And let's not forget Javier. Javier McKenzie was on the team as well.
Okay. Those look like some fun times, you know what I mean?
It was amazing.
From what we could see, what was happening, you guys were doing things, you were moving, you were traveling, songs were getting dropped, music videos, live shows, shoots, Yeah,
everything was happening. And then the pandemic hit, and then it just became every man for themselves again. Yeah. And that was the hardest part.
What? Every man for themselves?
Every man for themselves.
Yeah.
That was the hardest part. And I hope that everybody else would relate as well when I say, like, it was great being there in that moment, in that time. But then the after effects, it just got a little...
What after effects?
Like every man for themselves, basically.
Sure. I hear you. I get what you're saying.
Yeah, like every man for themselves.
Like the antagonism is what you're saying.
And then everybody felt like, well, if this didn't happen, then we wouldn't be here. Or if this didn't happen, then we wouldn't be here.
Fingers getting pointed. Blame.
Yeah, and that...
Your fault.
Yeah.
You're lying.
Yeah.
That's not true.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it gets into a whole different thing. But right now, I would say for most of the guys, definitely I still have great communication with Cottrell, Josh Pearl, Oprihe, Vasco. I just got to move Vasco 2 days ago. Shout out to Vasco. Congratulations on everything. Big up yourself. And who else?
He's a good producer. Did he produce a lot of your stuff?
He produces everything.
Yeah.
He produces everything.
Yeah.
Vasco produces everything.
And so when you're looking for a team, is Vasco part of that team?
Oh yeah. Vasco, I didn't even need to blink twice.
Yeah.
Like he's on the flight.
Right.
We are going.
Right.
We are going.
I mean, I feel like you guys had a distinct sound.
Yeah.
I think the songs that you dropped in that period were, and there was a period before Goldfyr too where you were dropping stuff, right?
Yes.
Those were, I thought, some of the best pop songs coming out of Cayman.
Thank you.
Yeah, man, for sure. And I think that's underplayed. And I don't know why people don't do pop songs. I think I get it.
I agree.
I do get it because they want they want to be more serious with it. But I always have this thing. I was like, if you can't do a pop song first, you can't do a more complex song. You know what I mean? So like, I always appreciated you dropping, I thought, good quality, catchy, pop songs. You know what I mean? Because when the Beatles first started, it was all pop songs. And then they evolved into more complex stuff. You know what I mean?
You do your own thing. Once you have the eyes on you, then you can completely switch it.
Yeah, exactly.
But unfortunately, sometimes you have to get it within that pop world.
Sure.
No, it's different. No, I feel like times are changing. Everybody can kind of get their own niche of people. Not everybody's wanting to be this mainstream pop star.
Sure.
People are liking the 1,000 people in the venue comparing to the 30,000 in the venue scene. So things are changing within the music industry.
Yeah.
Every day it's changing, but I think now it's a little bit more easier to find your niche of people.
I never thought about that, but it also makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Because I feel like of all the industries, music is like the most ambiguous in terms of what the internet did, in terms of what the pandemic did.
Yep.
I feel like I was traveling last year in the summer, and I was watching this podcast while I was traveling, and what was the guy saying? Oh, that there's no more bands. And that was just like one aspect. Like the whole band thing has just shifted, and there's no real use for bands.
Yeah.
Which I found to be interesting. There was like some other comments that he was making. I was like, wow, it's so in flux, the music industry.
Yeah, it is. And a lot of people are, instead of getting live music, they would rather get a DJ. A DJ costs less. A DJ is less people. It's all about right now consumer and what they can afford, really. And sometimes with a big band, it can cost a lot more. There's a lot more flights. There's a lot more hotels. There's a lot more everything goes into it. When, you can call a DJ and they'll be there in an hour and you're good. You're golden. So I don't know. It is different for sure. But having the live band aspect of everything, especially when you're an artist and you're performing live, there's no extra voices in the back boosting your vocals. I think that's the best. That's the time when you connect most with people, is what I find. And I honestly, I like my sound way, way, way better with a band compared to me with an instrumental.
You can't beat it, you know. You can't beat that spontaneity of a band. For me, what always gets me with the electronic versus the band debate is the bass. And don't get me wrong, there could be great produced basses. Yeah. But the part that kills me about the bass is that when it's digitally produced, it's spot on. It's like mathematically precise, right? Yeah. Whereas with a live performer, of course, the bassist he can come in a little later or a little earlier, and it just makes it that much more special. And he's sliding from one note to the next, which you can't really get. Yeah, that's the thing that sticks out to me when I hear a bass line that I can predict after 10 seconds in my head. I'm like, I've lost interest kind of in this song, But
very true.
Yeah. So I want to know those songs that you wrote.
Yes.
Mist on My Mind.
Oh,
Give It Up.
Not the first one.
that was the first one? Yeah, I love that chorus, baby. That's still in my head.
Mist on My Mind. Not the first song.
So who writes those songs?
Me.
And how does that look?
Me. One of the songs, my second song, I co-wrote with my mom. She had a lot of influence within the second song. She had a song that was out there. I used to have a song called Sideways. Stop looking at me sideways. I remember. Just don't be looking. And the verses on each one were from a song that she had back in the past. Cool. That never came out. So I wanted to, put that homage to her too. Nice. And then my first song, I would say, my first song, Mist on My Mind. Ooh, that was about a time in my life where, I thought this girl was going to be it. This is it in my life. And then all of a sudden, you're 2.5, 3 years in, and you're like, actually, this ain't gonna be it. This ain't gonna work out. Right. And I just wanted it. It was like the song to me. No, I get so cringe off of it. Sure. I get so cringe off of it. But It was basically supposed to be like, okay, sometimes you get a missed call, or sometimes you get a call. It's either you pick it up or you want it to be a missed call. You're looking at your phone right now. You're like, shh, I don't want to answer this.
Right,
this is so and so. I don't want to talk to you right now.
Right.
So it's either you're going to answer it or you want it to be a missed call. And I wanted her to be missed called on my mind. So I was like, missed on my mind. Yeah.
That's kind of how you came up with it? Or?
Yeah. Some of my family members came up to me like, Rico, what you even saying up in this song? I'm like, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. No. Yeah.
So you kind of write them.
Yeah.
So you have a chorus, you have a hook.
Yeah, I normally come up with the chorus first, and then I get into the verses.
Yeah.
Yeah, for the most part. But it's most of my music is always based off of a situation that happened in my life or a situation that happened in somebody that I knew. Yeah.
Okay, so it comes from a personal, emotional space as well. And so then when you get to record these songs, well, how do you and Vasco work this out? Is it just you and him?
Yeah, it's mostly just me and him inside the studio. And for the most part, we start off with the chorus, and I was like, yo, try to build something similar to what I'm saying on the song, or just feel out the melody that I'm trying to create. And sometimes I will come to him with a beat in my head already that I think should go behind the melody, and then he'll just expand it times 100. So that's what I did with like my last song, something, or my second to last song, Something in the Water.
When was that? When did that come out?
That came out earlier last year.
Okay.
That was the one where I was underneath the water, and I did like a.
Wait, I did see that one. Yeah. Hold on.
Let me go to Instagram. So this picture here. Yeah. So this song.
That's 7 Mile Away.
Yeah, that's right by Watermark. No, Watercolors.
Yeah.
Right in front of Palm Heights.
Nice.
I was walking on the beach with this suit on, and all these tourists are walking across me like, where is he going with this bag in his hand? I'm gonna call the police.
Interesting. No, really? Someone said that? Or?
No. Someone didn't say that. But sometimes you get the looks like, what are you doing?
But you didn't have a cameraman there with you to kind of like make sense of the situation?
Yeah. So I had the cameraman there for like one aspect, and then he's like, I'm going to go get a battery replacement.
And then left you on the beach?
Left me in the water with this tuxedo on, with all this jewelry on. I'm there like floating, trying to make sure that everything is good and not dropping any of the pieces and not trying to lose anything.
That's cool.
And then people are just like walking across. So shout out to the people who didn't call the police on me that day for suspicious activity. But yeah, it was a good day. I almost drowned in that water for that shot. Couldn't get back up. I remember like he's like, you have to take all the breath that's inside of your stomach and just take out everything. And as soon as you do that, you automatically start sinking. And you have literally, like, I'm on my last, like, like, sometimes if you are in the water, like I'm about to die. Like, I feel it. And that happened to me multiple times on that shoot. Where I had to go all the way to the bottom of the ground. I had to do like a pose, or I had to do like some foolishness.
On your last breath?
On my last breath. And I have like 2 seconds before I'm either gonna black out or I'm gonna drown. So I jump back up to the water and I look like a humpback whale. Everything comes out. And then we do that shot for about 10 times. 10 shots of that, yeah.
Nice. That's fun.
Yeah.
That's fun.
That was a cool shoot for sure. And but getting back to it, the beat. The beat of that song I came up with on my own, and then Yannick just expanded times 10, and I was like, you know what, let's give it like an opera feel, like you're at an opera. So in the background of that song, there's a lot of opera voices that I imitated on that one, and it was pretty good.
Interesting.
Yeah, so if you break down the song, you'll see like so many different voices in the back that you wouldn't never hear, but you only hear really my main vocal.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, that's one of the cool things about music. it has this strange property. How do you say the word? Additive?
Mm-hmm.
Where you can actually, for some reason, music can layer on itself.
Yep. Yep.
Which is strange. I don't know. But like visuals, you can't
obviously
layer obvious. But why is that obvious? Why is that obvious?
Maybe for the visual aspect, if it's like some things, especially now with AI, some things are just like insane for me. When it comes to the creative aspect of things now and how easily AI can imagine what you're wanting the video to look like or whatever. But I guess with music, the sound is like more hidden. I guess like I don't know what's the difference between ears and eyes.
Yeah, I think about it a lot, but I don't know either. But there is something very pleasing. I don't know. There's music. I'm in film, you know that, but there's just, to me, I don't know why music is better
for layering
or whatever it is. Just the experience of music, because it's you don't see it. Yeah. It's an art that you don't see. Yeah. You know, it's more like it hits you.
I think sound is important. I think sound, visual is obviously important too, because you want to imagine things, you want to see things. But sound, I don't know. It's just like,
bro, the best part of making a movie is being in the studio because it's peaceful. It's the only time in the filmmaking process where I actually feel at peace is when you're mixing the sound.
Yeah, and when you're putting in sound in anything, even like, for example, for a trailer, I would think, because I don't know, and you can tell me if I'm wrong, but sound for that must be super important in terms of if it's a thriller, what kind of sound is going to be behind it? Is it going to be intense? Is it going to be suspicious? Is it going to be a hip hop beat chopped down to sound scary? Like, I don't know. But for me, especially when I'm doing or helping with edits of my music videos, I think the sound and the visual aspect have to go together.
Yeah. So, have you ever done an album?
Album, yes. I have done 2 albums so far. First album was Taurus Truth, and that had 13 songs on there. Okay. And Rejection was my second album, and I think that was 12. 12 songs.
Okay, so some of those songs were on those albums and some of those releases. Yeah, I guess I didn't realize that.
Yeah, some of those releases were on that album. Missed on My Mind, for sure. No, that's a scratch. That's right. Throw it in the trash. But in terms of, having my crowd there too, Missed on My Mind was an important and pivotal song for me for people to, really get to know me, for them to starting to follow me and follow my music and, become someone that's very interested in my music. That was a big changer as well.
Yeah, man. There you go. There you go.
And my team back then too, Chantel, Liana, a lot of them, my whole family, of course, my first cousins, you know who you are. I think that was very important because having that support system and having like a team to, at that time, was very important for me. Yeah.
Nice. I love that. You've been doing it, like you said, it's in your family roots, I guess, right?
Yes, sir.
And you've definitely pushed out songs more consistently, I think, than most artists over the years, which is great. I mean, I really think that's really what it is. That's
the consistency, man.
Yeah, and expressing yourself.
Yep.
Because that's where you find your fulfillment. That's where you feel better about yourself when you're out there putting things out.
For sure.
I feel like we were doing it a lot more. I feel it dropped off a bit since COVID. I don't know if I'm just kind of out of the mix now.
No. I think you're definitely on the right track. For sure, music has turned into a lot of different things now, especially since 2020, 2022. I've seen so many new artists come out the woodworks, but in good ways. Artists like Marek, who's coming out on the scene now, who has a great team with him. The visual aspects are dope. This other girl named Jada, who's doing her thing as well. But
these are local artists?
Yeah, these are all Caymanian artists who I feel on the next era of music.
Cool.
I think they're going to be able to do a great takeover.
What are they like, Marek and Jada?
Marek has more of like a... let's pull him up. Because I want to tell you. Marek music. So this guy here. Does that have a song? Distance. I can't keep holding you at distance. You don't work. Caught you out on your side. I'm on enemy lines, yeah. Nice. So he has like a cool sound.
Nice.
And then there's this other girl.
Yeah, kind of different for Cayman.
Mm-hmm. For sure. Where's her name? Her name is so weird on this thing. It's like J. Okay. And then she has a dope sound as well. She has like a cool... I feel like she has like a cool, like, old 2000s feel.
Right, she does, for sure.
Old 2000s feel.
Who produced that?
She produced her own stuff.
She produces, wow.
She produces all her own
great.
stuff. So I think there's a lot of...
That's interesting.
Yeah, man, you have to check her out.
Wait, hold on, let me add both of those.
Yes, please. PROD.Jada, Jaida.
Hold on. Perfect. Got her.
And then Marek Music, MARIC.MSC.
Perfect.
I think
some local music in my life.
For sure. I think they're gonna be the next era of music. The people who came before me, who I was like a uber fond of, obviously was the Staple, Andrea Rivera, Staple, and then Stefan started doing his own stuff. So Cottrell, Josh Pearl.
I feel like Cottrell was also. He did some good pop songs.
Yeah. He did amazing pop songs. Yeah. A lot of different ones that. I mean, up to this day, like he was literally in my top amount of like plays this year for my wrap up.
Nice.
Yeah, so I'm still playing Cottrell's album up to this day.
And I thought they were pretty good.
Yeah,
they were really good. Was it one album they did or two?
I don't want to say how many albums because maybe there might have been more, but definitely one that I can remember. And then there was this other album that I think they dropped with this song called Butterfly, with Lonnie starting it. I don't remember how that went. I don't remember how many albums they did, but I remember the influence that they had. And at that time, I was just like, wow, I cannot wait to be doing there one day.
Yeah.
Nice.
So we got some new songs coming out now, or what's going on?
For sure, there's definitely going to be some new music coming out. I'm working all the time with Yannick. I just released another song called Te Quiero. So it's my last song of 2024, which I think it came out in November.
Okay. And that's on the IG too?
That's on the IG as well. Yes, don't forget to follow me.
Te Quiero.
Yes, Rico X Rolando. That is featuring Oprihe.
Nice. I've not seen him in a while.
Man, he absolutely killed it on the track.
Nice.
Which he always does. I would never, ever in my wildest days want to do a rap battle against Oprihe. Never in this lifetime.
People love him. I give him a lot of hell. He knows that. But people really love him.
Yeah, he does. He really got his people who follow him, his fan base. And also just like in any rap battle ever, Oprihe is going to murder it.
Right.
Oprihe gonna murder it.
Yeah, man. It's just a lot of good people doing a lot of good things.
Yeah. In another thing, I was also blessed to be able to, during that time of Goldfyr, be able to be such or be around such amazing artists in their own right. But one of the main things that I loved during that time was when we were able to hash out the Josh Pearl and Aubrey beef. There was a little bit of beef, and they went back and forth with rap battles against each other. That was insane. Had everybody on edge. And then when Goldfyr started, I was like, wouldn't it be amazing? If we could just do this thing. And then they did the song New Money with Vasco. And that was like the first time people got to see both of them back on a track together. And I thought that was just sick. That was one of like my goals. I was like, damn, we really did this shit.
That's nice. That's true. I forgot about that actually, but that was a good moment. That was a good song.
Yeah.
That was a good video. Yeah. Forgot about that little thing there. But you know, like you're saying, I like what you said earlier that what did you say? Your life's not over yet.
No.
You know what I mean? And I think like maybe where we are is like looking back at that time period as, you know, that was the best time period. It doesn't necessarily need to be the case. You know, maybe the best is still yet to come, and why not have that mentality?
For sure.
You know, I mean, I think back then, why do we look back at that? Because I think people were producing, people were putting things out. And I think that's the only way to really do it.
Yep.
The only way to create another time for it to be a best time is to actually produce, you know. I mean, I don't know. You know, it's a eternal question of the artist. You know,
for sure. I am just happy to, you know, have the people that I do have in my corner. I know there's a lot more people to come, and to provide a real stable team. But for the people that I do have, I appreciate y'all for sure.
Cool, bro. But maybe we can wrap it up there.
Do we?
Maybe. We don't have to. What else you got on your mind? What's missed on your mind, bro?
Oh, missed on my mind. More commas in my bank account, for sure. No, I'm joking.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
I'm not actually. I'm not. But I appreciate what I do have right now. And yeah, just, I don't know. I don't know if there's other questions.
Well, you know, what you were saying earlier about the artists having their own niche. Like, I wonder if that's kind of like the future, right?
Yeah.
And you know, I don't know how involved you got into the whole tokenization thing. And you know, some artists out there fooled with NFTs.
Yes, no, I didn't get into that.
You know, tokenizing.
I had a cousin that got scammed.
I hope not too badly.
Yeah, no, not too bad, but
yeah.
Still.
But I think
she thought she would get her little graffiti thing, but that was it.
Good. I'm glad that was it.
That was it.
But I think, you know, and I don't know what the problem is, and so I certainly don't even know what the solution is, but I think part of the problem with music since the internet is that it can be copied and pasted like that.
Yep.
All right?
Yep.
And then, because I think before that, in order to release music, you couldn't actually hear the music anywhere. You couldn't copy it. It would get to our
Simpler
ears.
times.
Yeah. And that was it. We couldn't reproduce the song after that.
Nope.
We couldn't download the song after that. We couldn't search for it.
Yep.
And that's really kind of what changed the industry a lot.
And then LimeWire just came out the woodwork.
LimeWire came out the woodwork.
Bear share.
All of that.
Yeah.
And just, you know, it just allowed people like who buys music. No, don't get me wrong. I know people should buy music. There's reasons for it, but like who buys music? You go on YouTube, whatever.
No,
you know,
music is definitely not made that way anymore in terms of people actually buying music. Yes, you may still have a few loyal people, maybe 100, maybe 1,000, maybe 1,000,000 few loyal people, but most of us are not making money off of the music in terms of, oh yeah, this month I made $30,000 off of Spotify. Like, you know how much streams you have to do to get a $30,000 worth? Right. Like it's pointless. Sometimes it's like 0.34 of a penny for one stream on Spotify. So when you be adding that up,
0.34 of a penny?
Yes. Yeah. Like right now, I think in order to make,
Wow.
I saw it a couple of days ago. I don't remember how much it is right now, but it's like, hold on.
Yo, inflation is so bad right now. It don't make sense to hold pennies. It almost don't make sense to hold any cents.
Nope.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, there used to be a time that you definitely got to save your change. Nowadays, it's like, why am I even saving this change for? This can't help.
So Spotify artists get between 0.003 and 0.005 per stream.
0.003 per stream. That on nothing.
That is nothing.
And they're probably not even paying you that.
They're like service fees.
Like, cause how can you check that?
-40.
How can you check that?
There's a bunch of different things that you can do. Obviously, you can do something like DistroKid, where it tells you how much you've made for the year off of Spotify or off of Apple Music or off of whichever streaming platform that you go to, or YouTube. You can go to somewhere like I used to get my thing done from The Orchard, which is like a production / distribution agency who distributes your music for you on playlists. But it does come with, obviously their fees per year and all that stuff.
Right. But those were somewhat useful. Like, did you see some benefits to it? Like,
for sure, you can see benefits. The biggest thing would be to start landing yourself on playlists. The more playlists that you're on, the bigger amount of listeners or viewership that you'll get per month. Realistically. Or if you're going viral on TikTok, obviously, if you're doing something like that and one of your sounds end up hitting somewhere else, then that can obviously change as well.
Right.
Yeah.
I feel like maybe, that TikTok situation, that's made a lot of stars, hasn't it?
It has for sure. But basically, streams would be, so for 100,000 streams on YouTube or on Spotify, you would get $238.
Okay.
For 1 million streams, you would get $2,380.
Wow.
So when you're thinking like, I got 5 million streams, woo! And then you're like, woo!
Yo, so for basically 1 million streams on YouTube can pay 1 month's rent.
Yeah.
In Cayman.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
That puts things into perspective still.
Yeah. I mean, not bad.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you don't think that being an artist is this glamorous life and you got everything handed to you and everything is done and you're going on stage and people are loving you and your music is being played everywhere and people know who you are. That sometimes is great and sometimes has its benefits, but for the most part, you are pushing yourself to the limits. You're doing the most that you can. You're trying to get in the best limelight, the best time slot, the best everything that you're trying to do for yourself. You really have to push yourself. A lot of people think, oh yeah, Rico always be getting to do the big shows because he knows such and such, or he's done this and this.
Right.
And I was like, from the time I was 14 years old, 15 years old, I have been singing, and most of the time it has been for free.
Right.
So when you're doing stuff pro bono and you're getting yourself out there and you're meeting these people and you're getting in those spaces, that is the most important. And sometimes not necessarily the end result, which is, he only made that certain amount at that time. Or maybe I only made $100 for 3 hours worth of performances or whatever it was. But now I can go into a room, I can ask for what I want, and it's not going to be a big back and forth hassle because they know what they're getting in return.
Right.
And that is the most important part. I would say to especially young artists, I got a DM, I think it was like a week and a half ago, saying that they're a big fan, blah, blah, blah. How can they start their music? And I simply just told them, get that team going. Whether that is a producer that you go to school with, get that producer, get that friend, start making music with them. Don't necessarily think that, reaching out to other people and maybe they might want to do it for free. No, start with someone that you know, whether that is the best producer that you know in your school or the best producer that you know of your age in Cayman. Start working with them, or even work with other people online. That's a very easy thing to do, especially in this day and age, and the people that they know from their network of whatever. I would say to start doing that, and just start doing some things that will get you in the best limelight possible. So, for example, I remember I was performing everywhere. I was performing at weddings, funerals, quinceañera. I was performing everywhere. I was performing everywhere that I could possibly just be on a stage for people to see me and hear my voice. And then I remember I got the opportunity. It was Jazz Festival, might have been 08 or 09. And this was the year that Alicia Keys was supposed to perform, and I was supposed to perform on a side stage that they had for when the main acts were done. There was a small side stage at that time, and that's where the other artists would be. Not necessarily a big audience, but just a space for quote unquote local acts to perform. So I was supposed to be on that stage, and one of the guys who were like the director at that time, me and my piano player who went to my school, Brianna, her name was Brianna, she started to play piano for me, whatever. And while we were rehearsing, they're like, no, you shouldn't be on that stage. You need to be on the big stage. And I was like, wait. I was like, what do you mean? Like, yeah, I know, I supposed to be on the big stage. That would be cool, whatever. What are you trying to say? Like, where are we going with this?
You gonna make this happen?
Yeah. And he's like, you know what? Let me make a few calls, whatever. He makes a few calls. All of a sudden, I'm performing like right before Keith Sweat. And I'm like, wait, I'm 12. What's going on here? What's going on there? I remember just having that feeling of everybody hearing me for the first time, like that. To be on a stage with all these other international acts and
cool.
I just remember the feeling that I know I will never get to experience again because it was my first one. But just to have all those people screaming for you to hear me for the first time, for me to get those chills, to see the cameras like in the air moving across the stage. Like it was a whole thing. It was a whole thing for me to even imagine that. But again, that came with me putting in the work, which was performing everywhere and anywhere that I could. At that time, performing at, different venues, obviously getting my vocals ready to be on a main stage if that was to ever happen, fingers crossed. And then it happened, and then everything else just sort of trickled and spiraled and went into amazing places.
That's awesome. So you were 12 when that happened?
I was 12.
You got no footage of that or audio of that? Or?
I know Jazz Festival 2008 or 2009 must have it somewhere. I would love to see that footage. But
what songs did you sing?
I remember I sang Adele, Hometown Glory.
Wow.
I remember singing John Legend, Ordinary People. And there was one more. Oh, Jason Mraz, I'm Yours.
Nice.
And I remember singing those 3 songs, and that was crazy.
Nice.
That was crazy, man.
The crowd must have been very proud, man.
The crowd was going off, and then my mom right in the front. So that was happening. I remember there was a few people there. I think it was like Camille. Her name was Camille McDonald, I remember. And she was from America's Next Top Model. I remember at the time. She was like one of the people that were on and popping at that time. Comes over, tells me how great I did, and then all of a sudden the people from BET, I remember they're asking me like, oh, you got an agent, this, blah, 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 all this different stuff. And I think for a while they would play that on Sundays on BET.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like the jazz,
the performance,
the jazz festival side that was in Cayman.
Interesting.
For somehow they had got some link to start playing music over there, and I remember they did it for Alicia Keys.
Okay.
When she did her live set here.
Interesting.
They used to play that on BT. Or some entertainment thing like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Huh.
But it was amazing. Great times. And still more to come. But that's why I said preparation, prepare yourself, get in those spaces, do the work for free, volunteer yourself. And then when you're ready to tell people, this is what I charge, they're not even going to blink an eye.
Right. Because they've heard you, they've seen you, that you put in the work.
Yep.
You know, you have that history. Yeah, there you go. Solid advice from
That's
Rico.
It. That is it.
Speaking of which, how did you get that name, Rico?
Rico, I was supposed to be named Cody, and then for some reason, my mom changed it at the last minute. She's like, you know what? Your dad, his name is Rolando, which is my dad's first name.
Okay.
So she was always saying, you know what? I think I want to name you Cody Rolando or something like that. Right. What she used to tell me. Because all the other grandchildren had the letter C. So there was like Corey, Courtney, Caleb, and then I was supposed to see Cody. And then at the last minute, she's like, you know what, you're going to keep your name Rolando. So we just decided to do a RR. And I was like, okay, cool.
Wicked.
So that's like my birthright name. Rico Rolando or Ebanks.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Rico. Yeah, I think there's one other Rico I remember from like middle school, but I can't even remember. Like, I don't hear that name very often.
Not often.
You know?
Cool name. You might just get hit with the Rico. That's a song. That's a song.
Like one of your songs?
No. That's from Drake. It was like, you know, like the Rico cases.
Right.
Yeah,
right,
like racketeering.
Right.
Anyway, we're not responsible for that part.
Rico Rolando, got it.
That's it.
So you still live west, or where you live?
I
assumed you live west. I don't know.
I 7 Mile. It's considered West Bay.
Well, Palm Heights,
I wish.
Cold Plunge,
I wish I was living on Palm Heights. That would be amazing.
Nothing wrong.
No,
why not?
I live close to the water. I'll just say that, close to the water.
That's literally everywhere in Cayman.
Yeah. Facts though.
Yeah, man.
Well, guess that's it.
Well, what else is out there?
Politics is out there.
Yeah, true.
Politics is out there. Are you registered to vote?
I am registered to vote.
Okay.
I updated. Are you?
Yeah. I am registered to vote for sure.
What I don't like is that you can only vote for people in where you happen to be living at that time. I don't
it's
like
not
that.
like a top.
No, I just want to vote for one person. That's it. Out of everybody, I would like to give my vote to one person. I don't know. I feel I wish it was like that.
It is one man, one vote, but it's one man, one vote for the district in the.
And the part that kills me is how do them politicians, how do they know where to put themselves? Right?
They're like, oh yeah, I did work for so and so in this area, and then I helped her over here.
Exactly. And then they go, or I grew up here, but then you don't know where people really know you. Like maybe you think people know you over here in this district, but they actually know you better over there in that district.
That's true.
I don't really know how they figure all that out. I wonder about that.
Would you ever do politics? Is it in the pipeline? 2025?
Well, no, not 2025. No. I just have strong feelings about Bitcoin, and I really want one politician to just talk about it and to like think about it. So from that, you know. So from that perspective, I feel very political. I feel like it would help address the home ownership problem that we were talking about. But no, I like what I do, you know, day by day. What about you?
I'm not gonna say never. I'm not gonna say not no for sure. I mean, it's gonna be not no. But I would never say never because I could see myself doing politics.
Well, I mean, you're pretty popular,
but I'm not doing it for popularity.
But that helps. That's all I'm saying.
Music, yes, I do. I may do it for the effect that I may leave on people. That's why I do it.
Right.
But in terms of politics is a tricky one. Politics is a tricky one. I already, try to help out in the community as much as I can, whether it's advice, whether it's, leading people into this direction of where they're supposed to be, or even, the whole ownership thing for Caymanians. But I would never say never. Do I see myself going into politics one day? Yes, my grandmother was a politician.
That's right.
My grandmother was also a real estate agent.
The same. Wait, what's her name again?
Daphne.
Right.
Daphne. All right. So she was one of the people, or she was the person who changed a few different rules, especially for women back in that time. And I could see myself doing it.
Okay,
but
I also
I will not say
in your lineage.
Yeah,
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, I think it is in your pipeline then. So
We'll see.
what is what's important about this election? And
what's important about this election specifically? I think we have a lot of things that we need to cover. Again, one of the major things here is land ownership, home ownership, definitely cost of living.
So how do we tackle those things?
I think
Is there anybody out there that you've seen that can tackle it?
I know that we have a few politicians who I know very, very well. And I know that they are doing an amazing job. I definitely think that there are some politicians out there who enough is enough. Maybe it's time for change. Maybe I think maybe we need some new blood in there, some minds that are, thinking outside of the box.
Sure.
Not necessarily what's beneficial for them. Oh yeah, I can be a politician and do this and do that. Nah. If you're thinking about it like that, it's not gonna be any different than just the yay and the naysayers within a room who's, making the rules for a country. And either you want to be someone who is about change and wants to have, the Caymanians that are still in primary school right now who don't even know what their future looks like at all, who don't even know where they're going to be, because the Caymanians who are out of college now and out of school, whether that is 30 plus or 25 years old plus, who think about, I don't even know where I'm going to be in the next 3 years in Cayman. I don't even know where I'm going to be in the next 12 months. I don't know whether I'm going to be in the next 3 months. People have different perspectives, and a lot of us are, living paycheck to paycheck. And that is the most concerning thing for me personally, because I think that can spiral into a whole other thing that I don't think that we really want in Cayman. But crime rates are increasing, and, kids are going to other things now, whether that is alternate drugs, or whether that is, speaking on stuff like prescription medication, where it's not needed. So it's a whole lot that I think we need to tackle, especially including that prescription fiasco situation that we have going on within Cayman. I think that is definitely putting a damper on our community and on our people. And I just hope that the people who do come in are going to be people who want to see change, not necessarily for their family or for their pockets, but for the people who are really, really, really struggling day to day as Caymanians in their own country.
Yeah. Well, so when is the election?
April. So we shall see what happens.
I never really heard nobody. Well, I guess I've seen some people on the Link Up podcast.
Yeah, I've seen a few new people as well who are going in. I see a few younger people who are thinking of going into politics. So we shall see.
We're about to see a lot more, I guess.
Yep. But I would definitely say, I know it sounds so cliche, but register to vote. A lot of people have been saying, register to vote, register to vote. Yes, that may be a game changer. I saw some politicians win by 50 votes last time,
Right.
or 30 votes.
That's the thing about Cayman, right?
Oh yeah,
There's only like 20,000 votes to go around.
yeah. So it's like, really, you could be the deciding factor. Talk to your people who are within that demographic or within that specific area, whether it's, West Bay North or Georgetown South or Georgetown Central, wherever it is. Talk to that politician who's in there now.
Yeah.
Because they gonna want to talk. People want to talk. No.
Yo,
okay.
anybody running for West Bay South, hit me up.
Okay.
I want to talk to one on there.
It's
all
true.
on there.
It's
you
true.
know what I want to talk about? One topic only.
What is it?
Bitcoin.
Okay. Bitcoin.
Strategic reserve for the Cayman Islands. All the countries are doing it. They're talking about it. What are we saying? West Bay South, hit me up. One of the politicians, hit me up.
Come on,
You know what I mean? That's where this vote is.
Something got work.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll see how this all. I mean, it's up in the air right now, right? Because the government collapsed or whatever.
Yep. Is it collapsed though? They saying that
No,
they're not collapsed.
Well,
So
I don't know.
See, I don't know either.
I don't know.
It's all
I
about.
don't think they know though. That's the thing. People shifting from side to side, and I know there's reasons, legitimate reasons, or people have their own rationale for that. But so how would you then tackle home ownership?
Well, first, one of the things I would personally do for the 7 Mile. Let's start with 7 Mile, right? 7 Mile has a huge concern right now, especially for our tourism sector. There's so many people who live on the 7 Mile beach who has enjoyed that beach for decades. Some of them have enjoyed that for decades and, have had that same views, that same breeze, that same oceanfront view that they've always enjoyed. And we have a couple of hundreds to maybe even thousands of people who are on that specific stretch. Some of them have been saying like, oh yes, this is what we want to donate, $3 million, or we want to donate $5 million, or whatever it is. Why not? And I don't know, this could be already out there, but to me, I don't see it. So why not, charge them more for where they're at? Yes, we're charging them more in insurance for oceanfront property, but if you want to live on the 7 Mile beach, maybe once you purchase property on that specific section of the beach, you automatically have to, donate, let's say $100,000 every 10 years towards the beach. What's going on with the beach situation in terms of, there's no sand there left. And that's all to do with seawalls. The seawalls have completely, changed the shape of which the 7 Mile beach is now. I think it's maybe 5 or 4 miles. I don't remember how long it is now. But I would say to charge those people, charge them a specific rate, whether that is every year or whether that is every 10 years. They have to pay this certain fee. And if they're selling, or if someone else is going to be selling back to that same specific person, go and charge them the same rate. And whatever we have to do in terms of the beach erosion, I do not know. I do not know how we're going to move forward. That is going to be a big situation for us in the next 5 years to 10 years. That's going to be, who knows what our beaches will look like. But obviously, it's going to continue to happen if those seawalls are there, is from my understanding. And I've been seeing a few different things on what they propose or what they want to do in terms of bringing out a boat and bringing it back in. The sand just sort of integrates on its own. But again, that's all a process, and it's just a process thought right now. What I would do in terms of land, you need to stop selling to foreign investors. Yes, that's a big key part, and that's a big role for us right now. But we have to stop it. We cannot build. The only thing that we can do is go up now and build up. Lots of, I'm not going to say that there's no land left in Cayman, but there's not much. There's not much left. And for an investment, if they're only going to be buying the property and then having it rented out, what is really their benefit? They're not really consuming anything here in Cayman. They're not spending.
And maybe they're not even renting it out. Maybe it's just sitting there empty. I know enough of them condos look empty.
I know.
You know what I mean?
I know.
And I get it. It's a place to park capital.
Yeah.
In a safe investment.
Yep.
Pristine beach in the Caribbean. But the issue, like you're saying, is that it drives up the asset prices all around the island. Yeah. So I don't know what the situation. It's a tricky thing because that foreign investment wants to invest. That's the best place for their capital. That's where they want it, in that real estate on the beach. But if you stop that, what does that look like?
Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, maybe a cap. You got 2 houses. Do you really need 3? Do you have 3? Do you really need 4? You have 4 condos. They're just 3 of them are sitting there. I don't know. It's a good question. I just don't see us doing anything about it.
Yeah, which is the sad part.
Yeah. I don't want to end on this bummer.
Yeah, I know, right? Like, see you next time.
There's
Subscribe.
no hope. There's no hope. We started on a positive note with the ice plunger or whatever it is.
Yep.
You still have that ahead of you, at least.
Yeah, I still do, for sure.
So what are you doing tomorrow? What will you do on a Sunday? What's a Sunday for Rico look like?
A Sunday for me in the Cayman Islands, honestly, doing laundry.
Nothing wrong.
Pretty boring. Doing laundry for sure. Going to the beach, maybe doing a beach walk. What else am I doing on a Sunday? Preparing for the work week, really. And then, honestly, probably a cold plunge again.
So will you do one every day? Or whenever you go to the gym?
Whenever I go to the gym, or whenever I go to that specific gym.
Right.
And then the spa area, I always tend to go to after that.
Plunge. I'm going to have to try this.
You have to. The next podcast is going to be you
talking about
it and then doing it.
Oh, you mean like a live demonstration or whatever? No, I can't embarrass myself like that. I seen how you look.
Yeah, right?
Maybe I'll get someone to record me with the camera, but I mean, I don't know how you're gonna do it. How you gonna get over there? Like they don't let me in at Palm Heights, and I can't just go in there. Can I get to the cold plunge, please? They'll be like, what are you doing?
All right, I have a guest pass. pass. I get 2 per month.
Okay. Shit.
So you'll get the next guest pass. You'll get the next guest
pass. So I have to do the cold plunge.
You have to. If you're getting invited, you have to do the cold plunge.
There you go, people.
Yep.
Good. I'm not gonna die, right? I want to do some ChatGPT. Help me out. Can I die in this cold plunge?
I would say your body's gonna be shocked for sure. Your legs are gonna feel like somebody just ran you over. But maybe 10, 15 seconds after, and then like 5 minutes after, you're going to be like, holy, I'm going to be doing this once a week.
All the time?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yep.
All right, cool, man. Well, I appreciate that. Let me know when, you make me your guest, and I'll make my way down there.
We are doing it.